Alrighty, another different video here. We're looking at perspective drawings today. So that is our isometric perspective drawings and our orthographic projections. When we're working on this, we're not using any prerequisite skills from this course. All we're doing is we're taking an image of a cube and we're representing it in different ways. So an isometric perspective drawing, it's an angled visual representation of three-dimensional objects in 2 dimensions. That is, we're taking a 3-dimensional object and we're writing it flat. We're drawing it on a flat sheet of paper. That just makes nice and sense. An orthographic projection instead is a set of drawings together that show head-on views of an object. And that is usually we're working with our front, we're working with our top, and we're working with our side views of an object. So we're going to start off just with one cube. And if you take a look at this cube, you can see we have 3 vertical edges that we can see right now. We have a full top face that we can see right now, and then we can see 2 front edges of the bottom face right here. So we are going to take all of those lines, we're going to put them down here on our isometric dot paper where our edges are meeting at 30-degree angles. So we start off and we're going to pick one of the dots that has a full hexagon around it. That is, I can see a full near circle around this. Here's my target dot. And we're going to take a look at that target dot and we're going to connect with straight lines. You'll recognize here from my sketch, I can draw perfectly straight lines. I'm going to connect all of my perfectly straight lines all the way around this. And you can start to see the beginning of a cube shape getting created. What we've really sketched so far are the red lines up in my top right corner. We've sketched the outside of this object. And then from there, I notice, all right, I already have 2 of my vertical edges. I need 1 more. So I'm going to create a Y shape in the middle here, where first I create my 3rd and final vertical edge, and then 2 out from this middle point that we originally started with. And you'll notice right away, we can see the top and 2 sides of this shape, just like we can in this image up here where we can see the top and 2 sides. We have sketched, we have created right here exactly the same kind of a shape. And you'll notice here that we can see 3 different sides, but there are still 3 hidden sides, right? The side around back, the side around back, the other side, and the side underneath. Those are hidden. Those don't show up in your isometric drawings. So I want you to use this same strategy, and I want you to consider a rectangular prism that is built up from these other cubes. This one is 2 cubes tall, 2 cubes wide, and 3 cubes deep. Now, when we're working with this, you'll notice one of these cubes from this image, one of these cubes, we can see the entire part that we could see from our previous single cube. That is this very front red one, right? This very front red one. Sorry, I'll show both of them on my screen right here. There we go. This very front red cube, you'll notice, shows up exactly the same way, where we see the top, we see 2 sides, and the other 3 sides are hidden. So we're going to start off and we're going to identify this red cube. We'll start off with this red cube onto our isometric dot paper, and we'll make sure that we leave ourselves some space because we know that we have other cubes that we're going to have to draw afterward. I'm going to start right here. This will be my center dot that'll represent this kind of a location right here, and we're going to go with our hexagon around that in order to create our very first cube. What I encourage you to do, pause the video here, try yours out, unpause, and see how you did. It's nice and straightforward. All we're doing is we're saying, okay, let's connect all of these dots in a hexagon around, and then in the inside, we're going to create that little Y shape that gives us our 3-dimensional perspective. And from here, we're going to say, all right, now I need to try and find some of the other cubes that share edges with this first cube. And I can see that this brown cube shares these 2 edges. So that is these 2 edges, which are the bottom 2 from the red one. These 2 edges are shared from the cube above. So I don't need to draw those anymore. I also notice that the back edges of this brown cube, they're not showing up here because they're hidden. They're covered up by the red cube. So I'm not going to draw those back 2 lines either. All I'm going to do is I'm going to recognize, okay, which edges can we see from this brown cube? Well, I can see 3 vertical lines, so I'm going to draw my 3 vertical lines underneath. And then I can see my 2 front edges, my lower front edges right there. And now I have myself a red cube on top, a brown cube underneath. From there, I'm going to keep right on going. I'm again looking to see where are my cubes that share edges. So I could go either to this orange cube or this green one or this green one or this orange one. Those are the only ones that share edges, so those are the only places I'm going to allow myself to consider going from here. What I encourage you to do, if you feel like you understand this pattern, pause the video, see how you do, unpause, and go and compare. But I'm going to keep working on right away here. I'm going to work, let's say, with this top left green cube. So if I'm working with this top left green cube, I can see that it shares this one edge in the back side, and other than that, I can see the full top face, I can see the full side face. I'm going to get my edges on right there. And then we'll go to our orange cube underneath. Well, our orange cube, I see only one face from, and there are 2 edges that I've already drawn, so I'm only going to draw my 2 more here. I'll go to my next orange cube over here. Well, this orange cube, I can see the full top face, so let's draw that full top face. I can see the full right side face, except this right side face, I already have one of the edges, actually 2 of those edges, so I'm just going to finish it off right there. I have another green cube underneath. I can see just one face of this. I'm going to sketch just one face of this. You can start to see a rectangular prism getting put together. I have a black cube at the back right here that needs 2 more edges, okay? I have another green cube over here where I can see the full top face. I can see the side face. I have a pink cube, it looks like. I have a pink cube back here, and then at the very top, right at the back, I have, looks like a light blue cube. So you can see that I've created this sketch just from recognizing, okay, what are the edges that are shared, what are the faces I can see, and where are the hidden faces, right? I have not drawn any faces that I can't see in my picture over here on the left. So I'm hoping at this point you feel a little bit more comfortable. Now we're going to jump in, okay, these are orthographic drawings, where we're going to look at our front, our side, and our top views of an object. Now a cube has 6 identical sides, right? So we know if I have just a 1 square cube, wow, that's what it looks like from the front. What does it look like from the side? If I turn it 90 degrees, oh, you know what? It looks the exact same. What does it look like from the top? Wow, if I turn it 90 degrees, it looks the exact same. We notice with a cube, all the front, the side, and the top views all look the same, nice and straightforward. They all look the same. All right, do I think this will be true for all objects? No, a cube has 6 of the exact same faces, looking exactly the same with the exact same measurements. Is that going to be true for every object? No, not at all. Even that rectangular prism that we had over here, we can see that the sides are not the exact same, right? The front view might look like this, a 2 by 2. The side view might look like a 2 by 3, and the top might be another 2 by 3. All right, what I want you to do, I want you to try and sketch the front face, the side face, the top face. Pause, unpause, see how you did. Good, now I've color-coded mine here. You don't have to color-code yours, but I'm hoping the colors might be able to help you see a little bit more of which side of the faces that we are looking at, right? So our very front face, where I considered this face, you may not have, that's all right. You may have considered another face, but this face has green top left, it has red over here, it has brown, and it has orange, right? So then my side face that I considered, I said, okay, well, let's look at this 2 by 3 along the side. So I went 2 high, 3 across, and that shows up over here. And then my top face, I put over there. So I'm hoping you feel a little bit more comfortable there. You can recognize what isometric and orthographic drawings are created. Nice work.